The Army Training Center (ATC) in Nonsan, South Chungcheong Province, today released official documentation of the field activities of recruits undergoing basic military training. Of the series of activities that took place, one of the main highlights was the assignment of Cha Eun-woo, a member of the idol group ASTRO as well as a well-known South Korean actor, who was trusted to lead the basic mountaineering and military rappelling course sessions. This activity takes place within the framework of the basic training program of the South Korean Army, which all men of South Korean nationality are obliged to undergo in accordance with the draft law. Cha Eun-woo, who was born on March 30, 1997, officially entered the training center on July 28, 2025. After nearly a month of discipline, physical and mental training, he is now a company commander trainee, the equivalent of a company-level training unit leader. This position is generally only given to recruits with a level of discipline, exemplary, and performance that is considered superior by instructors. Today's activities in the training session, which lasted from morning to noon, the recruits were introduced to the basic techniques of mountaineering and rappelling. This exercise is one of the core materials in the basic curriculum, which aims to train courage, team coordination, and readiness to face extreme terrain. Visual documentation released by the ATC shows Cha Eun-woo in full uniform, guiding his teammates down an artificial cliff wall using standard military equipment, such as a car mantle rope, protective helmet, and rappelling harness. And some of the photos, it's clear Eun-woo is standing in the instructor's position, giving technical directions as well as movement examples. Fellow recruits take instructions seriously, while senior trainers supervise the course of activities. Eun-woo's presence on the front lines confirms the trust he has been given to assume leadership duties. The meaning of leadership in the training center. This assignment is not only symbolic. In the South Korean Army training system, the company commander trainee is responsible for ensuring that all members of the unit carry out instructions correctly, maintain line discipline, and mediate between instructors and recruits. Therefore, the chosen figure plays an important role in the smoothness and effectiveness of the exercise. The fact that Cha Eun-woo was appointed to lead the field course today became an important note for his military service trip. Public attention. Since the beginning of his military service, Cha Eun-woo has attracted public attention. Previously, he had become a conversation when a photo of him, while carrying out the task of washing dishes in the company's kitchen, spread on social media. Many other recruits are even reported to have queued up on purpose just to see him up close, though Eun-woo still carries out the task humbly. Now, with his role as a climbing and rappelling course leader, he is back in the spotlight, this time not only for his celebrity status, but also for his performance in the military environment. Military service background. Cha Eun-woo is scheduled to complete 5 weeks of basic training at ATC before being placed in the military band unit. According to the official schedule, his service will end on January 27, 2027. During this period, he was obliged to undergo the entire basic training curriculum that included intensive physical exercises, basic combat tactics, barracks discipline, to the mastery of field equipment as shown today. Conscription in South Korea is regulated through the Military Service Act. Under this regulation, any male with South Korean citizenship is required to undergo active military service, usually in the age range of 18 to 28 years. This provision applies regardless of the social background, profession, or public status of the individual concerned. Although there are exceptions for certain cases, such as severe health reasons or recognition of international sporting achievements, the majority of Korean men are required to serve a term of service of varying duration, ranging from 18 to 21 months depending on the military branch occupied: Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine Corps. In the case of Cha Eun-woo, as a healthy and active citizen, he is obliged to follow the rules in force. His registration to enter the Army Training Center in Nonsan on July 28, 2025 is a form of compliance with the provisions of the law. Basic training structure. Basic military training in South Korea generally lasts 5 weeks. During this period, all new recruits were required to live in barracks and undergo a routine of full military discipline. Training materials include 1. Barak discipline adaptation to military life. The use of uniforms, sleep-wake schedules, to the rules of etiquette in the barracks environment. 2. Basic physical exercises, medium to long distance running, endurance training, and military standard push-ups/crunches. The goal is to build physical endurance to be ready to face field tasks. 3. Weapons training: the use of the K2 rifle as a standard weapon of the South Korean Army, static and dynamic shooting exercises. Point 4. Field training: land navigation, basic survival, and introduction to terrain tactics. IT includes mountaineering and rappelling exercises, like the one Eun-woo led in today's session. Point 5. Exercise of military values and spirit, instilling the doctrine of loyalty, togetherness, and responsibility, often accompanied by chants and marching activities to build solidarity. With this structure, each recruit is expected to be ready to proceed to their respective units after completing basic training. The importance of physical courses in extreme terrain: in the military context, climbing and rappelling courses are not just sports exercises, but part of the troop mobility strategy. The geographical conditions of the Korean peninsula, consisting of mountains, dense forests, and steep cliffs, required soldiers to master the ability to move in difficult terrain. Rappelling exercises, in particular, train an individual's courage down a cliff wall with complete control over the equipment. Meanwhile, climbing tests physical strength, team cohesiveness, and survivability in mountainous terrain. Thus, the activities Eun-woo leads today are one of the vital parts of the military curriculum. Company commander trainee position: among the hundreds of recruits who train in one company, several individuals are appointed as trainee leaders or temporary leaders. From these positions, there are levels of responsibility, ranging from squad leader to company commander trainee, squad leader, responsible for small groups about 10 people, platoon leader trainee, responsible for one platoon about 30 to 40 people, company commander trainee, responsible for a full company about 100 to 200 people. The appointment as a company commander trainee is a recognition of the leadership ability, discipline, and exemplary power of the individual. These positions are not awarded automatically, but rather through instructor observation during the early weeks of training. The fact that Eun-woo occupies this position shows that he is judged to meet the set criteria. Celebrity figures: in the draft, the presence of public figures, especially celebrities of international class, in the draft has always attracted the attention of the media and society. However, the South Korean military system emphasizes the principle of equality in the barracks, meaning that all recruits are treated equally without exception. Some of the previous notable figures who served in the military with full dedication include Ji Chong-wook, actor, known for actively participating in heavy training and even performing at military concerts. Kim Myung-soo, L Infinite, served in the band unit and was briefly an official army performer. Rain Young-ji-hoon, despite being popular globally, still follows all military procedures to the same standard. In Eun-woo's case, his status as a Hallyu star does not exempt him from liability. On the contrary, his appointment to lead a rappelling course actually confirms that he is able to demonstrate qualities above the average of ordinary recruits. Relationship between training and task units: upon completion of basic training, each recruit will be allocated to a unit according to military needs and an individual profile. Eun-woo has been scheduled to join the military band, a unit focused on musical support and official army ceremonies. Although the main task will later be different from the pure battlefield, basic training is still mandatory. It is intended that all soldiers, without exception, have a basic understanding of discipline, physique, and combat skills. In other words, the climbing and rappelling courses he took were an important foundation before he was placed in a special role. Mountain climbing and rappelling, descending by rope, are two core skills in the South Korean Army's basic training curriculum. This exercise is not only aimed at increasing physical strength, but also at building a mentality of courage, discipline, and teamwork.